right, everyone. First and foremost, just as Bud smartly did, all praise and glory to the Most High God, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the true God of victory, the true God, everlasting to everlasting, in Jesus' mighty name. It's just that simple. And of course, a lot of you guys, I don't even know what to say right now. I don't even feel the need to really gloat. I do this all the time. It's just that simple. This is a channel, though. I don't like to, give credit to moral victories. I was wrong in my prediction with the 11th round stoppage. But over a year ago, I did tell you exactly what was going to happen. I told you that this was going to be a dominant victory by Terrence Crawford. And to save face for Canelo Alvarez, the judges were going to make it reflect 7-5, which is exactly what happened tonight. So again, no moral victories, though. I gave the wrong prediction. Now, as far as this goes, I've been telling you guys on the lead up to this fight, this was always a mismatch. The only thing that made this match intriguing was, of course, Canelo's size. And you're dealing with perceptions and, all that type of nonsense as well. Emotions, popularity contests. And I've been telling you guys for years, it's not just this fight. I've been doing this for decades. You know what I'm saying? You guys, you just don't know boxing. For a lot of you, you were in puppy love. You listened to what the TV groomed you to believe. And you really believed in this idol that they told you and called by the name of Canelo Alvarez. I backed up a lot of what I told you with receipts. You guys still didn't want to take the receipts into account. You even wanted to make stupid claims that I'm racist and it's racially motivated and all this other nonsense. You idiots scoffed God, which was your biggest mistake on the lead up to this fight. You understand, and I'm going to just beat a dead horse as I always do as well. What the world is trying to do to you at the end of the day is groom you to make the wrong choice. And there's only one right choice, you understand, and that is Jesus Christ. The world is going to present someone just like they are going to do with Canelo Alvarez. That creature is going to win the popularity contest. That creature, is going to be the popular, opinion choice that everybody's going to go to, but that's not going to be the correct choice. You understand? Now, with that all said, I got to break this down for you guys. And I know you don't like truth, but on this channel, we like to keep it based off truth as well. Although I know you guys hate the truth. You understand, there is no round if you're using actual scoring boxing criteria to give to Canelo Alvarez in this fight. Round 5, you understand, Canelo did a little bit better than the earlier rounds, but within the same round, these people, the TV tried to sell you that he won round 5, which is a joke. There's no round that he landed more punches than Terrence Crawford. I'm sorry. You understand? And especially his best rounds, he'd maybe land a body shot to Crawford's hips, even got warned for low blows during the fight. But you're doing this maybe 3 times around. You understand, while Bud's clipping you with the jab majority of the round. You understand? He's outlanding you. You understand, to the body, to the head. He's setting you up for traps. He's countering you. And his defense was on point. This is another point I want. Well, let me just not jump around real quick, especially towards the end when they're trying to salvage Canelo's career because he just signed a multi-fight deal with Turkey Al-Sheikh, okay? I told you they were going to do this. They were going to try to sell you on the story of a fight. They were going to give Canelo Alvarez a lot of credit just for punches that are being blocked, and that's precisely what they did, especially in the back 6, where they knew where Crawford was doing the most damage. Crawford was the stronger fighter. Do you understand? He was able to clinch Canelo multiple times, especially in the back 6, and turn him. Do you understand? He showed that he was the stronger fighter. He showed that he was the all-around more skilled fighter. He showed you that his ring IQ was levels above Canelo Alvarez, as I told you guys in the lead up on this channel. I don't know what to tell you. You guys think I do this for the reasons you do. I keep telling you guys, I'm not like you. Do you understand? My standard is merit, and my racism is merit. And of course, that's going to affect guys like a Canelo Alvarez more so than it is going to affect a guy like Terrence Crawford, who's earned it by merit. He did not get favors. I even told you this is translated in their styles. Go ahead and land your block punches and get credit for them. You know, even Max started to join in, calling out phantom punches that were blocked and giving Canelo Alvarez credit. You know, something just attacked me right now. That's crazy. I'm sitting outside. But anyhow, lost my train of thought right there. They tried to sell you a narrative of the fight, and it did not match the man. The narrative never matched the man when it came to Canelo Alvarez. Another thing, too, is you understand they were manipulating the punch stats in this fight. Canelo did not land nearly as many punches as Terrence Bud Crawford. They were giving Canelo credit in some rounds, landing 51%. Do you understand? And here he is with his face all beat up. Do you understand? Crawford looked clean, minus the headbutt that happened. Another thing we need to address as well, the Spence fans made this stupid move as well, so did Sean Porter. You know, did your guy do better than Gamboa and me and Madrimov? Do you understand how you guys set yourself up in your own net, fell in your own snare on the lead up to this fight? Do you understand? Madrimov did better than Canelo Alvarez did tonight. Also, Gamboa did better than Canelo Alvarez did tonight. And here's another thing, too. Crawford doesn't have power. He hurt Canelo Alvarez far more times than Bivol hurt Canelo Alvarez. You guys need to start actually using your eyes. You know what I'm saying? Not your emotions. You understand? I know a lot of you, the estrogen levels are very high today. And a lot of you grew up, your single mother raised you. You understand? I definitely get it. You understand? But that's still not an excuse for you to use your senses and not try to be like women like you guys were on the lead up of this fight. Another thing, too, is I don't want to gloat too crazy here. Because, I mean, what is it to gloat against bums? You're not on my level. So let's just get that out of the way. You understand? You were never on my level. You don't know nothing about boxing. You're just cheerleaders. You're groupies. You only feel good in a group. I told you your numbers count for nothing. I told you nothing you did counted for nothing. And I told you what was going to happen from the beginning, even with my misaccuracy, with my update to my prediction. I truly believe that Crawford, again, any fighter can get hurt. I'm 6'3". I got a 79-inch reach, collegiate athlete, whatever else. But if a 135-pound man gets a clean shot on my chin, it's going to hurt me, guys. So I don't know what you guys sit here and tell yourselves and tell me I'm the one that's crazy. I actually base my reality off of truth. And you know what I'm saying? When I'm here telling you that this dude's Manguia landed 170 punches on Canelo, but, Bud still gets hit more than Canelo Alvarez. Do you see how everything you guys came with has just made you look stupid today? You understand? You guys have no argument here. You cannot blame politics like you were claiming with Turkey al-Sheikh was going to rob Canelo. You can't blame gloves. You can't blame steroids, but you're going to do it anyways. Might as well call Canelo a clone at this point, just like you did for Errol Spence. But I told you guys it's the same deal. There's a difference between being a product of the machine, which is a reflection of the secular world, and there is a guy who honors what the Lord our God gave him. And that has always been Terrence Bud Crawford. He knows that he didn't get here. It's only through God that he got to his position. It's just that simple. He's always been the man of merit. He's never needed half the assistance. He was not the weight bully in this fight, although he was stronger. You're not fighting these silent agreement fights with guys like Kovalev who are just throwing tap jabs all night. You understand? You're not here fighting silent agreements against Charlo and all this other nonsense. You were never a real fighter, just like I told you. Larry Mosley did this to Canelo Alvarez. So it should not be, and I showed this to you as well, but it should not be no shock to you that Terrence Crawford was able to do what he was able to do tonight. But the punch stats, they lied on those as well. Your guy, it's cool to lie. It's the way of the world. They want you to fake it till you make it and all that stuff. But the crappy thing about that is the truth always stands. And as I always say, the cream rises to the top. You did not land as many punches as they're giving Canelo Alvarez credit for landing. Do you understand? You did not win any rounds if you're using actual scoring boxing criteria. Crawford has the best case for ring general all over the rounds. Crawford has the best case for defense every round. Crawford has the best case for clean landing every round. And again, effective aggression, again, it relies on clean punching and whatever else. It's symbiotic, as I always tell you guys. But they've been trying to change it to fit and help fighters like Canelo who don't have true skills of merit. But Crawford, once again, showed that he was levels above your guys' little fake synthetic boogeyman's. You know, it was Spence, it was Porter, it was Brook, it was whoever, you know, it was Postal, it was Gamboa. It doesn't matter. And Gamboa was a good fighter. He put a better effort and did more against Crawford than Canelo Alvarez did. I'm sorry, guys. So did Madrimov. Did Canelo have his moments? Was he able to land some of those same right hands that Madrimov was able to land on Crawford? Yeah. But just like Madrimov, he wasn't able really to set his feet too much and put his full body and extension into it. You know, Crawford was in control the whole time. Crawford won the mind game, which was the most important part. I told you this is a mental battle. And the guy that you guys are cheerleading, again, he does not have full confidence. He's a guy who hugs trees and prays to trees for energy. You understand? You guys think this stuff is a joke, but I'm trying to tell you what's real on this channel. Do you understand? That was an all-out schooling and beating by Terrence Bud Crawford. Canelo did not win the rounds that the TV tried to tell you that he won. He did not land the punches that the TV told you that he did. This is all save face, and this is all Canelo can do at the end of the day, and his team with CG and everything else. I appreciate all your guys' opinions, trust me, but I'm always in this position in the end. You understand? It's a cinematic universe with Canelo. Also, this also kills the dialectic of the DEI eras, which is what this is and what Canelo and guys like Triple G represented. Now we got to call into question who is GGG. Do you understand? We've already solved that puzzle with Canelo Alvarez, you know, but I'm a racist and whatever else when you guys got Moyes because you couldn't handle reality and the truth. Some of you, you're pretty stupid. That's all I can really say. You made videos where Crawford doesn't have a jab. Jab was landing nicely all night. Crawford doesn't have real footwork. Crawford's footwork was superb tonight. Do you understand? You're going to have to continue to do what you always do, distort reality, create your own little pathetic reality to cope with the fact that you're a loser. But it's all good. You know what I'm saying? All the crap, all the poon jabs, all your emoji and everything else. I'm sorry. I think I do have the right to gloat a little bit on this channel. And you understand, some of you told me I don't know what I'm talking about. Well, evidence seems to point to the fact that I know a lot more than a lot of you. And this is just primarily to the dumb little beta male haters. You guys go to BDA's channel and you're part of some dumb proxy race. You're all pathetic. You understand? You guys don't know boxing. You understand? I tried to tell you what a dialectic was. I tried to tell you that this new era, they tried to globalize the sport. And the only reason they were allowed to do that is because they canceled out the Black American fighter. It is the truth. You understand? Just like DEI, just like these leftists, they have to try to erase history and come with, you know, hold on. They have to get rid of math, biology, anything that's truth. It's a battle against the truth. In today's world, they're really trying to cancel out the truth, and you can't cancel out the fact that the Black American fighter has been the most dominant fighter pretty much in the history of the sport. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. They try to subvert everything, and they try to tell you guys like Canelo and Triple G were, you know, the real fighters. GGG was better than B. Yeah, okay, sure. And I'm here watching dudes like Willie Monroe Jr. tag this dude up, and Brook buckle him with an uppercut and beating him up as well. If Triple G and Brook were the same size, Brook would have beat Triple G. You understand? Canelo only looked decent in those fights because he was the smaller, faster guy. And this is the advantage that he got on top of the rehydration clauses and everything else. You understand? Canelo would have been a far better fighter if he would have actually went down the road of merit. And this is a warning to even guys like Geron in his boots. You know, Tank has just now, you know, learned his lesson as well. And he's over here running to the Jake Paul fight. But merit and truth are the only things that are going to stand at the end of the day, guys. I'm trying to tell you this. You understand? It feels cool to be with the popular group and all that. This is another thing they don't have. They don't have individuals today. Crawford is an individual. You understand? But Canelo would have been a better fighter if he learned how to be more effective on the even playing field. As I told you guys before, his stuff is more. There's nothing organic about him. You know, his rise and everything else. It was planned, pre-planned, far in advance before you guys start knowing anything about Canelo Alvarez. You know, he can't beat guys on an even playing field, and he suffers the most, even beyond guys like Lomachenko on the consistent top pound for pound throughout the years. He's the worst fighter on an even playing field and the top 10 pound for pound. You know, a lot of guys have a hand over him. Again, you don't have a jab and you've made your style predicate to a false narrative. Again, you don't even have to land clean punches for guys to have to, give you credit. And just like we saw tonight, for any of those of you who could actually see what's going on, you understand they can only lie and try to fool people through their perception. And you guys will see this when you sober up, tomorrow or the next couple of days. Right now, you're dealing with shock. Right now, you're dealing with disbelief. You understand? You can't believe what you guys just saw. And I was here telling you the whole time what was going to happen. I told you it was a mismatch. The only thing that makes this intriguing is Canelo's just bigger. That's it. Terrence Bud Crawford, again, it's just testimony to how great the Lord, our God is. He had a child slay Goliath. You understand? Canelo Alvarez is easy work. That's nothing. God is a God of flesh. There's nothing hard for him to do. You should read your Bible and things like that. But, this is another thing about society today. You don't have to actually be good anymore. Wesley Snipes just came out with the interview and they were talking about this fight, surprisingly. Bruce Vane's channel covered this. But since they're trying to cancel out Merit and Truth today, everybody's an expert today. You know what I'm saying? And for you Canelo fans, you thought you really had something here. I did this to the Errol Spence fans. I did this to the Manny Pacquiao fans. My standard has always been Merit. Do you understand? If you coddle a child too much, they're not going to be able to learn how to stand on their own two feet. And without Canelo having Max Kellerman and Mike Competer tell you that he's doing good in a round, again, if you're scoring it off of reality and truth, actual boxing scoring criteria, you couldn't give Canelo any round. This was a maestro performance. Another thing, too, is coming out the Desperado was sick. That was a good idea. And I knew when I saw Bud leaning up on the thing and when they finally shined the lights on him and he picked up his guitar case, I knew it was over from there. He was looking nervous, early on, but he definitely got over the nerves, and it just, you saw him pray before he got into the ring. And the rest is history. 3 times undisputed, 4-time ring mag. It wasn't given to him like a guy like Canelo. You understand? This guy has defied all odds. He's made the boxing world and the machine look stupid. You just saw the DEI LGBTQ version of boxing be decimated by a positive, masculine, male role model. Now, Crawford, he's human like the rest of us, but he's overcome a lot, guys. You got to give this man his flowers. You got to give him his credit. You also got to credit the Most High, who deserves it all more than anybody else. All glory to God. But regardless of all that, guys, you have no argument here. They needed theatrics. They needed CG again to make the loss not look as bad as it did. And he did hurt Canelo more than Bivol and Floyd Mayweather did. You understand? And, of course, he clearly did far better than Triple G. I told you Crawford's not going to be a guy who's going to be with the team of moral victories. You understand? The guys who win the popularity contest, the guys, that the mob praises and glorifies. You understand? I learned a long time ago that, the validation of men is worthless. It's just about it's worth about as much as shit on a stick. You understand? The only witness and the only one whose validation you need is the God Most High. It's just that simple. I know you guys don't want to hear this, but this is God showing you guys what time it is. And you guys need to start paying attention today, because we are in some pretty dark, evil times, that I've never seen ever before in my life before. And I've been around for a minute, you know what I'm saying. But Terrence Crawford, again, doing what Terrence Crawford does. Uh, God showing that he can use the foolish to make the wise look stupid, which is exactly what happened tonight. You guys thought you were all wise. You thought you were cool because you felt confident with one another. I told you your numbers don't count for nothing. I would go against all of you any day of the week, and it'd be too easy. Whenever you guys try to hit me, I hit you back harder. It's just that simple. And you try to sit there and save face with your little emoji, your dumb little passive aggressive racist comments. You know, you even tried to scoff God, which was just purely stupid. And I was the one making you moist the whole time. You couldn't keep up with me. I had to take breaks for you clowns, you know, and you guys learned your lesson. Once again, people who have come to this channel again, learn their lesson. Once again, some of us know what we're actually doing. We're not just faking it to make it. Do you understand? I will talk to you guys later. Bye.